Hey Carla, it's me again. Today I'm doing stuffed peppers. One of my favorite childhood dishes that Mom used to make, and I've loved it since childhood. And I don't have Mom's recipe, so I had to do some searching to find a recipe for it. But I've kind of modified it to kind of closely match what Mom did. So I'm going to show you how to do this right now. So the basic ingredients I need for today's recipe, obviously you need bell peppers. I've got 8. Recipe calls for 6, but I've got 8 because that's what I've got, and that's fine. We need ground beef, except I'm not actually using beef. I'm using Beyond Beef plant alternative. I actually like the flavor of this better than actual ground beef. But you can use regular ground beef, minced beef, whatever. That'll be fine. We need cooked rice. About 2 to 3 cups of cooked rice. I'm going to throw in some Italian seasoning. We're going to need some crushed tomatoes. That's the big can. I may or may not use this. Depends on how much the other can goes. If I need more, I'll add this to it. So that's optional. Gonna need onion. Gonna need some garlic. I'm using my fermented garlic, which I started like a month ago. So I've got fermented garlic here ready to go. Carla, if you want directions on how to ferment garlic, let me know. This stuff's perfect because I've got garlic anytime I need it now without having to go to the store and buy, gotta buy garlic. I got my fermented garlic here. And I'm going to throw in a little bit of HP sauce, basically steak sauce. This is an English version of steak sauce. HP sauce. I love this stuff. It's sweet, tart. It's wonderful stuff. It's optional. If you don't want it, don't use it. That's fine. Little bit of salt, little pepper, and I think that's pretty much it. So we're gonna get started and make this stuff. Okay, first thing I need to do. Well, the rice is already cooked, by the way. I've got that done. I need to prep my tomatoes, or sorry, my peppers. So we're gonna cut the tops off like that. And then we need to remove the core and the seeds. And you can use fingers to get most of this. Get the seeds out. And then you want to get the white part out and the seeds out. So I'm going to use, again, my trusty grapefruit spoon. Just to kind of scoop down in here. Grapefruit spoons are wonderful. By the way, Carla, if you do not have a grapefruit spoon, let me know because I have an extra one. And I will send it to you. So anyway, just use that. That way I've loosened up all the pithy white stuff out of here. And I'm going to do that with each of the peppers. Get them cored out so we can put the meat stuffing in there. I'm going to do that with all those, and then we'll move on to our next project. Okay, I've got my peppers topped off and cored. Next thing I'm going to do to prepare them is I want to poke some holes in them so any grease, fat, stuff like that can drain out. Now, the normal instructions say to poke holes in the bottom of the pepper, except I was thinking, if you put holes in the bottom of the pepper and put these in the pan's going to cover the holes and the grease or whatever can't drain out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put holes slightly off to the side. I'm using basically a shish kebab skewer. And so I'm just going to go off to the side like that and put holes in slightly off the bottom. Like such. And do that with the remaining peppers. That way any grease or fat can drain out without the hole being obscured by the bottom of the pan, which is where they're going to sit. So I'm going to repeat this with the rest of them, and then we'll fix the pan and get ready. Alright, I need to fix the tomato sauce portion of this, and so I'm taking my can of crushed tomatoes, and I'm just using a saucepan. I'm not going to heat this up in the saucepan. I'm just using a saucepan just as a container to hold this stuff. This is actually going to go in the bottom of the pan where the peppers are going to go. You scrape all this out. And I need enough cover the bottom of the pan, and I think I might add that other can of tomato sauce. So I'm going to put this off to the side for a second. Don't think I'm going to do the whole can, but better safe than sorry. So my trusty can opener here. Open that up. Oop. There we go. Alright, that's probably 3/4 of that can. Alright, to that, licking my fingers, I'm going to add my Italian seasoning, because I want to jazz it up a bit. You know what? Let's go for broke here. Take the lid off. I want this well seasoned. Alright, there's my Italian seasoning. I want some of my garlic, so I'm taking my fermented garlic here. And I'm going to get a couple of cloves out of that. Grab my toaster tongs. I'm going to mince this up. I'm going to put it through a garlic press. And get, I'm going to say 3 cloves for that. Mince this up. If I can find my garlic press. Fermented garlic smells wonderful, by the way. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So this is going to go into the saucepan. I'm going to save that garlic because I'm going to put some more into the meat mixture in a few moments. Yep. Just to jazz up the flavor a bit. There we go. Get the rest of that goodness out of here. Carla, you have got to try fermented garlic. This stuff is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Okay. So there's my garlic. Put the knife off the side. Give that a good stir. And then this is going to go into the bottom of my pan. Tomatoes are going to sit on that. So, taking my pan here, our tomato mixture is going into the bottom of that. It's almost smells like pizza sauce. Good stuff. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. All right. We'll shake there, get it all stirred up. All right. Take your peppers. They're going in the pan. Original recipe called for 6. I'm doing 8 because that's how many peppers I had. Plus any leftovers I have, I'm going to freeze. So I will have stuff left over. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So 8 peppers in the pan. Got the tomato sauce in the bottom. We'll set that off to the side for a moment. We'll come back to that. Now I'm going to make up the meat mixture that's going to go inside of that. And then we'll start cooking. Okay, got my onion, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mince it up really, really finely. Like as fine as you can possibly get it. And the reason, let me make this easier myself and cut this in half. Be easier to cut. The reason I add onion finely minced to my burgers is number 1 for the flavor. Number 2, finely minced onion adds a lot of juiciness to the burger, which I like because there's nothing I hate worse than a dried up hamburger. And adding the onion to the mix adds a lot of juiciness to it. So I'm just gonna cut this really, really finely into small bits and pieces. Add that into the mixture, and then we'll add the rice to it. So finish this up, and then we'll continue on. Okay, got my onion added in, and next I'm going to add some more garlic to this. And I've already put some on the tomato sauce portion, but I'm going to add some garlic to the meat mixture itself for flavor. So again, use my toaster tongs, pull out a couple of cloves here. This is optional. If you don't like garlic, fine. Don't deal with it. You know me, I love garlic. Let's see if that works. Just for some added flavor. Need my knife here. All right. There's my garlic. Then need to add the rice, the cooked rice. This is jasmine rice. It's just what I happen to have on hand. So maybe about 2 cups of rice is going to get mixed in here with this mixture. Whatever rice I don't use, be fine because I will eat it. I've got some major grade chutney, and I'll just add some major grade chutney to my rice. Eat that. Let's start with that and see how that goes. So, finger time. Fingers are clean, by the way. Yes. We just want to kind of mix this up together. So the meat, or the non-meat in this case, and all the other ingredients get mixed up. And then we will stuff our peppers. So this is almost like, I don't know, hand therapy or something. Mixing all this up together. Already smells good. Alright, then, I'll clean my hands off. Then I add a little bit of my HP sauce to this for some flavor. I'll rinse my hands off real quick. Again, the HP sauce or steak sauce, whatever sauce you want to use, is optional. It's just me. I happen to like HP sauce, so I'm just going to add some HP sauce in here to just add a little extra flavor. Probably good right there. By the way, Carly, you can find HP sauce at both Kroger and Publix on the international aisle. Put the lid of my garlic back so it's not just sitting there again. Get that out of my way. Put it back where I found it. Okay, here we go. All right. So again, just mixing this up really well. Make sure everything's incorporated nicely. This smells so good. It's not even cooked yet and it smells good. Okay. So that's probably pretty well done there. Wipe my fingers off. Then we're going to stuff the peppers. By the way, make sure your oven's preheated at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So it'll be ready to go. All right. Ready to stuff the peppers. All right, time to stuff the peppers. Get a big spoon here. What we're going to do is put the meat mixture in here, and we want to pack it loosely. You don't want to like press the stuff down in here. You want a loose mixture in the peppers. And probably a couple of tablespoons will work. Do it like that. So we're going to go through, finish stuffing these. Then we're going to cover it, and we're going to bake it for a while. Then it will be ready to eat. So let me finish doing these, and then we'll move on to our next step. Okay, my peppers are now sufficiently stuffed. Next thing I want to do is I want to spoon some of this tomato mixture over the tops. I'm just using my Chinese soup spoon, basically, just to kind of scoop some of this up. Spoon that over the top of them, like such. And then, once that's done, we're going to cover these and let them cook. Right. My peppers are now covered with tomato sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this loosely with, first of all, some parchment paper. And then I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. And in case you're wondering, the reason why I'm using parchment paper first is because I don't want the aluminum foil touching hot food while it's baking, because aluminum foil, aluminum, and your brain aren't a good mixture. So this way, this protects the food from actual contact with the aluminum foil. So, parchment paper, aluminum foil, cover it loosely, going into a 375 degree oven for 1 hour to begin with, covered. And then after 1 hour, we're going to uncover it and let it bake for another 20-30 minutes. So, into the oven. Okay, 1 hour's up, covered. So now we're going to take coverings off, both the foil and the parchment paper. Using my toaster tongs again. These are great things. And then, back in the oven for about 20 minutes, and then we'll be done. Okay, 20 minutes have passed, uncovered. Now they're ready to eat, so I've spooned them up, ready for me to eat. In case you're wondering what I'm doing with the other 6 peppers that I've done, I'm going to put them in containers and I'm going to freeze them so that I will have them to eat later. And all I have to do then is just take them out of the freezer, heat them up, and I'm ready to go. So I've got meal ready to eat. I got meals ready for the future. And there we go. So pretty easy. The longest thing that takes is basically the baking time. Other than that, we're good. So I hope you like this one, Carla. Pretty simple to do. Just takes a little time for the baking part. But other than that, yeah, pretty simple. So hope you like it. And I will see you next time. I love you, Carla.